honestly believed that if I didn't flush the toilet last thing when I was in the bathroom and run out, that a vampire was going to come up through the toilet and attack me.
When I was 7, I believed that the plant in the corner of my room turned into a gorilla at night, and I also believed that my parents were infallible.
I believe that ice cream and cereal came in a box, like we're open box and pull out a whole ice cream cone, and also if you open the cereal box there was milk inside it, and you just had to like get a bowl and pour it in, and that was it. So not so much, unfortunately.
When I was 7, I ran around naked a lot.
I believe that grown-ups were always right. You should never, never, ever disobey your parents or anyone else.
When I was 7, I believed that I would stay 7 and never become 8.
When I was 7, I believed there were little flesh pink people wearing hard hats in my body that are what made everything in my body work. And when I was hungry, it was because they were on their lunch break. And then when I'd eat, my throat would put food on little plates for them to eat during their lunch break. And if you ask me about it back then, I would have defended it 100% that is what really happens.
When I was 7, I believed that this was how you danced. This was the dance move that represented dance.
If I could be anything, I would be a ninja. Hua! Hua! And live in ancient China.
If we weren't human, we'd be Abercrombie models.
If I was not human, I'd be not human.
If I wasn't a human, I would most certainly be a superhero, mutant avenger. Not only because I would do lots of avenging, which I'm sure is terribly satisfying, and not only because I'd be a mutant and thus be able to fly or transform or blast fire out of my fingertips, but because superheroes get to wear spandex all the time, and honestly, nothing sounds better than that.
It would be a musical mountain just waiting to explode with oh!
And I would be a musical geyser, ready to bubble up with oh!
I'd like to be the feeling of when something turns out better than you thought it would be.
I would like to live in the Robin Hood era because then I could wear spandex all the time and it'd be okay.
It would be the 1950s because they're fabulous.
Why is that, Fiona?
You want me to tell you why that is,
I do.
Allie? I'll tell you why. I just like clothes.
I would go to 2009, because it's 1979 right now, obviously. And I would pose as an RA at some arts institute in Vermont.
And if I could live in any time period, I would live in 1988.
Why?
I don't see because.
If I could go back to any period in time, it would be yesterday when Michael Jackson was alive. We love you, Michael.
If I could live in any time period, to be in the future, or to have a device to make me invisible. And to make loans.
If I could live in any time period, I would live really far in the future when we had the scientific capabilities to live forever. And we had already developed sophisticated time travel. So I could go back in time and get people and bring them to the future with me, and also presumably go forward in time And then I could live forever in past, present, and future with anybody I liked. It's like all time.
This is how I sing the blues.
This is how I sing the blues.
That's how I sing the blues.
Da-na-na-na-na, I'm pretty pissed off. Da-na-na-na-na, 'cause dinner is kind of short tonight. Da-na-na-na-na, and me and Chris are already late.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Blues.
I sing the blues like this. Background.
This is how I sing the blues. I sing the blues with this thing.
When I sing the blues, I bemoan my fate, and I proclaim from the rooftops that I have tragedy, and you should feel sorry for me and pity me from the rooftops where I stand, pitying myself.
What the world needs now is more space for that which is undefined.
What the world needs now is less violence, more oil, and at a cheaper price. If you go to war for just oil, you could end up looking like this.
What the world needs now is education.
What the world needs now is more love, more art, and more music. That's it.
What the world needs now is some really, really strong sunscreen.
The world needs now is lunch.
What the world needs now is more hugs. Lots more hugs.
The world needs more art institutes.
Yeah.
See.
Oui.